Hey everybody! Woo! Welcome back to another edition of Project Dees Nutz. As in D is nuts, not Dees Nutz. That was an awesome Halloween guest we had, wasn't it? It was amazing he could show up for that. You don't know have any idea. I spent every last penny to get him here. So yeah, last time we did that Corona sign. It came out really good. As you can see, it's hanging up over here. It's for sale. $150. Yes, you heard it right. $150 plus shipping. That took me muy bueno time. Muy bueno time. It reminds me of a kid in school. Teacher said, "Can you tell me the formula for the chemical formula for water?" And the kid says, "Yeah." Jimmy says, "Yeah, I can." She goes, "Go ahead, Jimmy." He said, "It's HIJKLMNO." And she's like, "What? That's not correct." And he said, "Well, yesterday I wrote it down in my notes. You said it was H2O." Boom, boom, psh. Anyways, today, we've waited for a very long time for this one today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this one thing here. Episode 4, when we started Mom/Grandma's coffee table with the mosaic pieces and the puzzle in the center. Awesome story. The two mosaic sides were made from 2 plates that I garbage picked for her when I was about 5 years old. My mother, and I suppose your mother was just a mother. So I came up with something, and the puzzle was the last puzzle she built before she passed away. And what an awesome honoring table it was. I'm sure she's happy with it. She's probably, all giddy right now looking at it. But I digress. Today, we're going to see the finale of that table. We got the resin. We pour the resin. Took about a total of a week. And the video does not do justice to how cool this freaking table turns out. So, without further ado, let's get to the table 2. Episode 4. This is like episode 397 or something like that. Not really. Alright, so let's get to the video, kids. Alright, today's edition brought to you by Glaze Code. We'll give this a shot. Glaze Code, Glaze Code, Glaze Code, Glaze Code. This was like $70. You get a half gallon. Nope, gallon. Yeah, gallon. You get a half gallon of each, A and B. We're going to mix. We're going to measure out. It's 1-to-1. We're going to do the A first and then add the B. You always got to add the B. I don't know why. That's what the directions say. Then we're going to mix it for 6 minutes. Dump it into another can and mix it again for another 6 minutes. Or until temperature reaches 90 degrees. I ain't got no thermometer for that. So what I did, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I found a skeleton of a lizard in my shed. So, if I have extra after I pour, I want to be able to have something to put it in. So I made took a screw packet as a mold, put them inside there. And then also, if I have more extra, I will be attaching this glass to glass with the resin also, which is for a bird bath from a previous episode. That is not a correct and accurate statement. It's from a future project. Thank you very little, Danny. So I'm not going to bore you with the pouring. I'm going to pour 325 milliliters of A, and then I'm going to pour another 325 milliliters of B into the same cup, and then I will mix them. Alright, so it says, so you mix it for 6 minutes in the first cup, and then you have to pour it into another cup, which I don't understand, and then mix it again for another 6 minutes, or until the temperature reaches 90 degrees. It's starting to feel pretty warm to me, so I'm thinking that's probably 90 degrees, because it's warmer than my hands. So the other thing you're going to need is one of these. This is going to spread it out. And you need a torch to pop the bubbles. The bubbles. So hopefully, gosh, I really hope this works. I hope it's enough. It doesn't seem like it's really enough. I'm not going to fill it up quite yet. Oh, and make sure you have paper towels handy too. And you're going to spread it out, man. I'm so scared. Okay, I need my stool. Oh, by the way, I did level this out, and I'm gonna have to I can't do this all at once because all three sections have a different level point. Okay. This is why you wear gloves, because it gets on you. Now we're going to take a torch. Bubble them bubbles, yo. Oh. Well, that works nice. You gotta keep it moving. You don't want to burn your stuff up. You gotta keep checking too, because the bubbles will just keep coming up, especially if you're doing it on a porous surface. You want to seal it first before you actually do anything to it. Wow, it actually looks really, really good. I'd like to pour more on there, but it looks like this spot over here is really close to overflowing. No, don't trip. Alright, I've torched it like 4 times, probably in the last 10 minutes. So I was going to cover it up right away, but since there's really not a whole lot of wind, I'm not going to be too concerned about that. But it's amazing, I can't see any bubbles in there, but when you look at it on an angle like this, you can see the little dimples, and you got to get those out, else you're going to see the bubbles when it dries. So I don't know how long I'll keep doing this, but I'll keep doing it till I don't have to do it no more. Yeah, that lizard ain't gonna come out so good. 1 day later. So I cracked the lizard out of his little cage. I tried to hit it with the torch and I melted the sides of the container. So it didn't work so well. But it's not level. This side looks really nice, but this side you can clearly see that the one side is thicker than the other. And his little spine floated to the top along with his tail. So he's kind of sticking out. So I'm thinking I might want to do another coat on him just to cover him up. So if you're going to do this, you got to do it in something that's metal or something. Where's this guy coming from? You don't put it in something metal. It's going to glue to metal. It's going to glue to anything. The only thing it doesn't stick to is plastic and silicone. So you need to get yourself some silicone molds, which I found at Hobby Lobby for like $9. You get like 25 different mold shapes. Go to Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. Listen to what I'm saying. Go to Hobby Lobby and get yourself some silicone molds for this stuff. It would work out very good. Do not use the metal or the glass or anything, because it will stick. So that you can heat it with the torch, because you can see I got a couple bubbles in there too. But he came up pretty cool. He will live forever now. And this is a picture that we did in a previous episode. And I hit this with my extra resin. You need to have some other projects in mind so that you're ready to go. Once you mix the resin the second time, you've got 10 to 15 minutes to work with it. And by the time I put it on here, you can't really tell too much. I mean, it looks really cool through the camera, but there are a lot of dust balls and air bubbles that popped up. So, to see it in real life. But that turned out pretty cool. Very thick and zesty. Very nice. It'll look cool in a frame. 2 days later. Alright, so I'm about ready to do the center on the table with the resin pour. So, in case, I'm going to make more than I need, because I don't want to be short. But this is an experiment. I'm going to try pouring this over this fuzzy pipe cleaner. See how that turns out. And I've got this picture set up. It was a picture I did a while back. I'm going to, if I have enough, I'm going to try coating that with it also. And this is where I'm at here. I'm gonna pour the resin just over the tiles, hopefully close to the lip of the puzzle, and then tomorrow I will pour the entire thing to level it out. Don't know if you can tell, but that first coat went real well. So now the guy told me I don't have to sand that if I apply the second coat within 24 hours. So we are going to do the final pour on the center table. And this is the picture that I did. It kind of looked cool before. It looks really cool now. You can't really tell. But, oh my goodness. It looks so neat. Oh, and had a mistake. So here was my experiment to see if I could pour over pipe cleaners. And yes, you can, but I made the mistake of leaving the resin in the pot too long, and it turned into like jelly. And when I poured this, it was like jelly coming out of a jar, and it was super hot, and it was actually smoking. It was so hot. And the guy told me, yeah, you can't do that. You have to pour everything at once, and then you have about 10-15 minutes to fix everything. There it is, the finale. It's official. The table is done. It's like, to see it in real life is like you're literally looking through a glass bubble into the ocean. It's very, very good. I was so happy with the results. So it just awesome. Awesome sauce. Well, was I wrong? Was I wrong? Or was I right? If I was right, I was right. Because I can't be wrong. Oh, the table. Yeah, forgot what project I was at. Welcome back to another edition of The Nut Ward. It's always nuts in here because it's always last day of filming and it's Corona filled. Woo! Doggies. How sweet it is. I hope they tell jokes on the moon, Ellis, because that's where you're going. Totally blessed on that one. Man, I said so many prayers because I did not want to screw that table up. Some things to remember when you're doing the resin. Always have extra projects set up for your extra material. You really do have a lot of time. It says 10 to 15 minutes, but it's ample time to have 2 or 3 projects to make sure that they turn out okay. Once you have that resin down on a thin level surface, you're going to have a lot of time to work with the torch to get the air bubbles out, and to either add a little more or scoop a little out if it's too much. Like I say, we did learn that I probably had like this much in the cup, and it was about this big around the cup I have. Don't have one handy. So what happened was, after talking with the guy from the manufacturer, was that because it was so thick, that's why you don't want to go more than 1/8 of an inch. You can go a little over, but not much. Don't get crazy. The lizard was over 1/8 of an inch, and that turned out fine. So you can go more than 1/8 of an inch, but not much more. But with having that much, it's probably a good 1.5 to 2 inches in the cup. The catalyst causes it to heat up, and it just starts, like, it just coagulates super fast. It multiplies on itself, and by the time I poured it on that pipe cleaner test, it literally came out in chunks like jelly. So, like I say, have 2 or 3 projects set up, and pour if you're gonna pour it on a picture or whatever it is, just pour it on the picture and let it start to spread out. There's no rush in having to hurry and get it covered all quick, and then do it on your other projects. Get rid of the resin and make sure you turn your cup upside down on a little bit of an angle so all that resin drips out, because then you can just peel it out the next day and you still have your cup. Fun fact, it doesn't stick to, this is our next project. This is going to be a bird bath out of glass pieces that we garbage picked, but my marbles were too high in the center, so I had to dam up these little V's in between each piece. I used hot glue gun. I'm not gonna use this because it looks too stupid. But what I did find out was that the hot glue, I put hot glue in between each thing. It does not stick to the resin, nor does it stick to silicone. So you can make a dam to keep your resin in with either the hot glue gun or a silicone caulk. What else? It's a phenomenal glue. You'll see me gluing up the pieces for the bird bath. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, what else did we learn? The puzzle section actually did not bubble at all. There were a couple little bubbles in it, but the tile sections, the mosaic, were actually, because I had left a lot of little tiny holes in the grout, they just kept bubbling up. So note to self, if you're going to go over tile and grout, if you're going to make a table, say, and you put the grout over the tile, seal the tile or seal the grout. That way, when you pour the resin on, you're not going to have hardly any bubbles. Like I said, the puzzle hardly had any bubbles whatsoever. Another fun fact. So, with the extra, I poured a second level on the lizard skeleton, and it came out really good. And then I was like, hey, because I had some extra pieces of glass from busting up those blue buttons, I wonder what that would look like. So I just laid this on a piece of plastic, all the chips of glass, and coated it. And unfortunately, I made too much, and that resin actually ran over to the lizard. And when I pulled the lizard off, I didn't think about it. I should have wiped the bottom off, and I put it back onto the plastic. And I'm not sure you can see that, but the bottom is really, it's really concocted. So the cool thing, my point here, the cool thing about resin is, you just peel up a couple of these loose pieces, cut them off, and you put another coat on it, and you never know. You'd never know it was there. Also, because I still smelt, I smelt it, so I dealt it, I could still smell the wax through the polyurethane that I coated our rhinoceros beetle on. So I coated him also. And you can actually see him quite clearly now. Looks like a big ostrich egg or something. It's an alien egg! I'll take an alien egg McMuffin, please. But again, it leaked underneath it. So what I did was I just cut it round, and then next time I do resin, I'm just going to add some resin to that center to get rid of that ring on the bottom. See that area that it's not, yeah. So, I think we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with resin because that stuff is fun, and I did that whole table and all these projects, and I still have almost 500 milliliters left. That's a ton. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to do, get a bunch of old jewelry and stuff and put it out and just go crazy with it. So we'll see. So next time we're going to do a bird bath out of garbage picked vases and bowls and glassware and dishes. And Deb, Pam, you guys can do this. The quart size of the resin is only $24 or $22. I think you can get it at Walmart for $22. And you could do a ton of stuff with it. But these bird baths, as long as you do it little bit at a time, piece by piece, you go garage sailing, get candelabras and glass bases and stuff, and you just slap this stuff together. This is going to turn out to be really cool. I'm totally amazed at how well it's going on that one. So, man, I'm already at 11 minutes for this closing. Holy tamale. Well, that was a short video, but now it's really long. Because I'm a talker. Hello, I'm from New York. I'm a talker. Alright, so everybody, if I forget something, I'm sure I'll put it in the next video. God bless you. Have a great day. Have a great week. Stay safe out there in this dumb world we're living in with this corona crap. May God bless you and your family. And may He keep you safe. And we will see you again next time on Project Dees Nutz.